Making a girl blush isn't about cheesy pickup lines or rehearsed compliments. It's about creating moments so genuine, so unexpected, that her guard drops and her cheeks turn warm without her even realizing it. In this video, we're breaking down 5 subtle, psychology-backed ways to make any girl blush, naturally, respectfully, and without crossing boundaries. So before we start, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming tips. These signs don't just make her smile, they make her remember you. And once you know them, you'll see opportunities everywhere. Sign 1. Give her a compliment she's never heard before. Most guys think compliments make girls blush. But the truth is, most compliments don't. Why? Because she's heard them all. You're beautiful. You have a nice smile. You're gorgeous. These are fine, but they don't surprise her. And blushing comes from surprise, from catching her off guard with sincerity. The secret? Notice what no one else notices. Look past the obvious and speak to the details others miss. Maybe it's the way she tilts her head when she laughs. Or the focus in her eyes when she's talking about something she loves. Or the calm tone in her voice when she gives advice. When you point out something that's deeply personal, something she didn't expect you to notice, she'll feel seen in a way she's not used to. And that's when the blush happens. But here's the rule, it has to be real. Fake compliments are worse than no compliment at all. If you're just trying to impress, she'll feel it. But if you're genuinely observing and appreciating something unique about her, it lands differently. For example, instead of saying, "You have pretty eyes," say, "Your eyes get brighter when you talk about something you care about." I think that's amazing. One is generic. The other is intimate. And it's not just about words, it's about delivery. Drop your compliment in the middle of a conversation, not as an opening line. Say it calmly, not overexcited. Hold gentle eye contact for just a moment after saying it. That pause, that little breath, is where the magic happens. She'll smile, look away for a second, maybe laugh softly, but underneath, she's feeling that warmth rise in her cheeks. Because blushing isn't just about attraction, it's about recognition. It's her body reacting to the rare experience of being noticed for who she really is. So the next time you want to make a girl blush, skip the clichés. Observe. Notice. Appreciate the details others miss. Because the deepest blushes don't come from grand gestures. They come from the smallest, truest words, said at just the right moment. Sign 2. Playfully tease her, but keep it gentle. If done right, playful teasing can make a girl blush faster than any compliment. But the key is lightness, making her smile, not making her self-conscious. The best kind of teasing is never about her insecurities. It's about something harmless, even a little silly. Maybe she orders the same drink every time. You say, "Wow, living on the edge, I see." Or she trips over her words. You smile and say, "I'll give you a second chance to get that sentence right." The magic isn't in the words, it's in the delivery. You say it with a smile, a warm tone, maybe a raised eyebrow. You're inviting her to play along, not defend herself. When teasing works, it creates a tiny, shared world, a moment only the two of you understand. That's where the blush comes in. Here's why: teasing introduces tension, the fun kind. It says, "I notice you enough to pick up on the small things," and "I'm comfortable enough to joke with you." That combination makes her feel both seen and comfortable, the perfect recipe for a blush. But here's the golden rule: balance teasing with warmth. If all you do is tease, it can feel like you're just mocking. But if you follow up a playful jab with a soft compliment, you turn it into something charming. For example, she spills a little coffee. You say, "Smooth move." Then after she laughs, you add, "But honestly, I like that you're not trying to be perfect all the time." Now it's not just teasing, it's teasing wrapped in kindness. Also, read her reactions. If she smiles, laughs, plays back, she's enjoying it. If she seems quiet or withdrawn, switch gears. The point is to make her light up, not shut down. The beauty of teasing is that it sneaks past her logical brain. She's not thinking, "This is romantic." She's feeling it. And when her guard is down and her emotions are light, the blush comes naturally. So don't overthink it. Be playful, not mean. Make her feel like you're sharing a joke, not making her the joke. Because when teasing is done right, it doesn't just make her blush. It makes her want to keep that smile going, for as long as you're around. Sign 3. Create a moment of unexpected focus on her. One of the fastest ways to make a girl blush is to suddenly shift all your attention onto her, in a way that feels genuine, not staged. Most conversations go back and forth, light and casual. But when you take a moment to slow down and really focus on her, something changes. Her guard lowers. Her awareness of you increases. And that's when the blush can appear. Here's how it works. Let's say you're in a group setting, and she's talking. Instead of just nodding, you stop and give her your full attention, eyes on her, body turned toward her, listening without interrupting. You might even repeat something she said back to her, showing you actually heard it. Then, at just the right moment, you say something like, "You know, when you talk about things you love, your whole face changes. It's kind of amazing." That combination, your sudden focus and your specific observation, will catch her completely off guard. She wasn't expecting to be seen that deeply in the middle of an ordinary conversation. And here's the thing, the blush comes not from the words alone, but from the contrast. She went from casual, everyday interaction to a sudden moment of emotional spotlight. But don't overdo it. The power is in making it brief but memorable. Even in one-on-one settings, you can create this effect. She's telling a story, and you lean in slightly, softening your voice when you respond. That change in your energy signals that this moment, right now, matters more than the rest of the conversation. Another way? Notice a micro detail in real time. Maybe she tucks her hair behind her ear, or her expression changes. You can say, "I just saw that little smile. What was that about?" Now you're not only paying attention, you're catching her in a vulnerable, unguarded moment. That's powerful. Why does this work? Because being seen, truly seen, is rare. Most people only half listen. Most compliments are generic. But when you combine active attention with a unique observation, you're telling her, "You're different. I notice you in ways others don't." And that's exactly the kind of moment that makes her blush, not because she's embarrassed, but because she feels special. So if you want to make a girl blush, don't just talk to her. See her. And let her see that you see her. Sign 4, give her a playful challenge she can win. Blushing isn't just about compliments or sweet moments, sometimes, it comes from a playful spark of competition. And the easiest way to create that spark? A lighthearted challenge she feels confident she can win. It could be anything small. Maybe you're both trying a new drink and you say, "Bet you can't guess the secret ingredient before I do." Or you're walking together and you tease, "Race you to that lamppost, loser buys coffee." The point isn't the challenge itself, it's the playful energy it creates. When she feels like she's in a fun, harmless competition with you, her guard drops. She stops overthinking and starts enjoying the moment. And here's the interesting part, when she does win, or you let her, you can react in a way that makes her laugh and blush at the same time. Maybe you pretend to be shocked, or you dramatically admit defeat. Okay, you're officially cooler than me. I'll never recover from this." That exaggerated reaction makes her feel like she's the star of the moment, and it's hard not to blush when you're suddenly the center of that kind of playful attention. You can also use mini skills as challenges. If she's good at trivia, drawing, or guessing songs, you can say, "All right, I bet you can't get 3 in a row." The key is choosing something light, not high stakes. Why does this work so well? Because playful competition builds rapport and tension at the same time. It's flirty without being forward. It's confident without being overbearing. And it creates a shared memory, something you can bring up later to make her blush again. Just remember, this isn't about proving you're better. It's about making her feel good while you're both in on the same joke. The moment she's smiling, a little breathless from laughing, and riding the high of winning, she's in the perfect emotional state for a blush to appear. So keep your challenges small, your energy light, and your reactions big. Because when you combine fun competition with playful praise, you're not just making her blush. You're giving her a memory she'll replay in her mind long after the moment is over. Sign 5, share a personal secret, then tie it back to her. One of the most powerful ways to make a girl blush is to let her in on something personal, not dramatic, not heavy, but real. Why? Because vulnerability creates intimacy. And when you open up, you give her permission to feel closer to you. The trick is choosing the right kind of secret. It could be something from your childhood, a quirky habit, a random fear, or even a funny story about a time you embarrassed yourself. You might say, "You know, I never tell people this, but I once froze during a school play and just walked off stage. I was so embarrassed I didn't talk to anyone for a week." She'll probably laugh, and that's where you add the connection, "But honestly, if you were there, I think you would have cheered me on instead of laughing at me. You seem like that kind of person." Now, you've done 2 things at once. You've made yourself relatable through vulnerability. You've linked that story back to her character, making her feel special. That second part is where the blush comes from. Because it's no longer just about your story, it's about how you see her. Here's another example. This is kind of random, but I've always thought I'm terrible at cooking. I panic if I have to make more than 2 things at once. But I feel like if we cooked together, you'd totally keep me calm. That subtle shift, tying your admission to her, makes the moment personal. It tells her, "I see something good in you." And hearing that, unexpectedly, in the middle of a light conversation is exactly the kind of surprise that triggers a blush. But keep this in mind, the secret you share should be playful or charming, not something heavy that turns the mood serious. The goal is to make her feel trusted, not burdened. When you share in this way, you're not just giving her information, you're creating a moment. She'll remember how it felt when you let her in, when you looked at her like she was someone worth trusting. And that's the magic. Because a blush isn't just a reaction to what you said. It's her body's way of saying, "This feels special. I like being in this moment with you."